I'm Tom O'Neill, a landscape photographer from the northwest of England. Join me as I photograph epic mountainscapes, serene lakes, majestic seascapes and magnificent waterfalls. This is Solo Photo Ventures. Hello there. In today's video I've come down to Loweswater in the Lake District. I'm heading towards Holme Force Waterfall, which is somewhere in those woods on that hill there. Should be an easy one to find, but we'll soon find out. It's about 3/4 mile walk from where I am now. So let's make our way there and see what images we can get on this rainy day. So I've made it to Holme Force. Now, from what I can tell, this is a bit of a beast of a waterfall to get to. There's no signs for it or anything like that. You kind of have to make your way towards the bothy, Holmewood Bothy, and then follow the path leading away from Holmewood Bothy. And you just kind of use the water as a guide. It's a very difficult one to pin down, this. Now, photographically speaking, There isn't much to see this side. There may be a little bit of a fall underneath the bridge, but it's not worth the walk down there to find out. However, from what I can see here, there's a ledge down there where I might be able to get a good shot looking up that way. I might get a good shot from that ledge over there, and there seems to be a good shot from this bank over here. Now, looking up there, there are some more falls. There's like a upper portion to this as well. I think if you follow that path up there, I reckon up that top there might be another good shot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up. I'm going to start at the upper falls first and work my way down. I think that'll be best, and I can decide later which one I like the best. But for now, I'm going to make my way up that path. I want to see what we can see at that top fall up there, and we'll work our way downwards. Let's go and have a look. Now there are a couple of nice shots up this top waterfall to be had. It is a little dangerous getting down here because the rocks are slippery. I'm literally supporting my camera at the moment. What I'm liking about this shot, I'm taking a landscape and a portrait orientation shot of this particular waterfall here. And what I'm liking about it, I love the branch going across there that's obviously fallen during the storm. I also like the branches at the top. Some people might think they're a bit messy, but that's how the waterfall looks and I like it. Adds character to it. I've taken the first shot, landscape orientation, to actually get the waterfall in front of me, and using some of this water that's going beside me as a leading line. I've also taken a portrait orientation shot, so I've got more of that waterfall at the top just showing in the image. Hopefully they're going to come out. I'm not going to know until I get on the computer how they look, and I'm still getting used to this camera. So now the third shot I've taken, if you can see behind me, there's a flow of water going down behind me, and there's a holly bush over there. I've taken a couple of shots of that. I quite like the way it looks, but only time will tell if the image is going to be any good. What looks good to your eye doesn't always look good as a photograph, so we'll see what happens. And once again, I haven't got my polarizer on. I don't like using a polarizer on such a wide angle lens. This is a 12mm lens. If it was 16mm, it'd be okay, just. Anything wider than 16mm, you don't really want a polarizer on, because you do get some marks across the screen that you don't want. Even though it's an APS-C camera I'm shooting on, the equivalent focal length is about 17mm, but it's still a 12mm lens. People forget that when they're shooting APS-C. One of these days I will try the polarizer, see how it looks, see if it's any good. But for today, while I'm still getting used to it, I ain't taking the risk. I'll put these images up now for you, and we'll go to the bottom fall, see what we can get there. I'm at the lower falls. I'm on the, from the perspective of the bridge, I'm on the left hand side of the bank looking at the waterfall you can see behind me. I've got the rapids down there making a bit of a lead up to the image. Now I've taken two versions of this shot. I've taken portrait and landscape orientation because I don't know which one's going to be best until I get home. Now I know this video hasn't gone out yet from my perspective, but I have heard the comments saying why don't I stick the polarizer on and give it a try. So that's exactly what I've done. I've just put the polarizer on the camera. I've taken two different shots. I've taken one with and one without the polarizer. Now the polarizer is doing kind of what I thought it would do. It's only polarizing in patches, it's not polarizing the whole image. However, if I'm creative without a polarizer, I can make that polarization work for me. I can reduce the glare where I actually want to. So it'll be targeted. If I wanted to do a whole scene, I'd just have to take several shots. Polarization stacking. I don't think it's a thing, but we may have to invent it. Now, I'm actually loving the texture of the moss on this one. There aren't many options here, not without my wellies and not without taking quite a bit of risk on these rocks. They are very slippery today, but I think this shot is going to make a nice shot anyway. I'm loving how the waterfall's coming down one side and snaking off down the other side of the image. Hopefully that'll be some good. I'll put that up while I head to the next side of the bank. So I've made it to the other side of the falls. The last shot was taken from over there. You can still see my bag in the background. This shot, I've come to this bank here and I've got two shots from here, both of which I'm pretty happy with. I've got a shot from just up here with that fern just in the foreground of the image and the waterfall in the background. I'm loving the foreground interest of that fern mixed in with the beauty of the waterfall, the greens of the moss, the white of the waterfall itself. I quite like that shot, hopefully it's come out. The second shot, I actually stood on this edge here behind me with the waterfall snaking up and round up towards the main waterfall. Sorry, I keep seeing this leaf behind me and every now and again I think somebody's behind me. Looking at the waterfall snaking up and round to the main fall that you can see in the distance there. I'm loving the texture of the moss and the greens mixed in with that white of the waterfall. Now I've been using the polarizer. I've just been a bit more careful with where I put it. I've been targeting where I actually want the polarization effect. One thing I'm loving about shooting with a prime wide angle lens, it makes you slow down, it makes you take a bit more time to think about your composition, so I'm quite liking that. Hopefully these shots will work out. Again, I don't know if they're focused properly. I am relying on the metering inside the camera. This is my first day using it, so fingers crossed. I've been quite careful to make sure I am focused, but what you see on the back of the screen is different to what you see on a bigger screen when you get on a computer, so we'll see what we see. I'm probably going to call it a day today because I am soaked. My gear's pretty wet. Luckily most of it's waterproof, or at least water resistant. And because I don't know how the video's coming out, I don't know how the photos are coming out, I don't want to waste an entire day of shooting and find out it's not working for me. But I can always come here again, so it's been a great day out anyway. It's just past lunchtime now, so yeah, I should get home roughly tea time. Hopefully this shot will be some good. Hopefully you enjoyed this video as well, and please give it a like, share and thumbs up. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye for now.